So I'm going to make sure we have a food sign up. For that, I'm going to send that out. Hopefully, I do all of my sign ups. I don't know what you guys do for soccer. For my girls' volleyball program, I do it all through Sign Up Genius. I think it's really easy, really simple program to use. It's just something online that we use. So we'll use everything through Sign Up Genius for that. I will send all that out shortly. For the food signups, there's probably like 10, 15 matches total, would you say? Total of the entire schedule? So everybody would only need to sign up once. And if you're not able to sign up, or if finances are an issue, or if there's a problem, if you can't get the food or whatever the case is, or there's no more slots to be signed up for it, just any help helping out another parent or another family with that once a season is great. So ideas for food. I mean, we've done sandwiches, we've done In-N-Out, Chick-fil-A. I mean, try to stay away from the super unhealthy food, but a lot. I've gotten a lot of different creative things. We've done like teriyaki bowls, acai bowls. I mean, we've done everything, at least for my girls' volleyball program. So I've seen a lot of different foods you guys can be creative. If you want help with that, you can always ask in the sports U and be like, hey, what are some ideas for food? It's my turn to do it this week. So that's kind of this ideas for food.
Duff's dogs.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. All right. And then a couple other things. So everybody, one sign up for food during the season for just home/road matches. For the tournament days, I would like to kind of do a small potluck, so everybody brings a little something for sandwiches. And so then that way, there's always food at the JV and novice tournaments. For varsity, I'm trying to decide which day I want to do it. So one day I like to do kind of a free-for-all because varsity tournaments are 2 days. The other day, I would like to do a potluck similar to what JV and novice does for their one-day tournament. Again, and everything will be through Sign Up Genius. So that will be another time. And then on senior night, a huge thing. I love doing a huge potluck at the end of the varsity match for our seniors, kind of as a huge celebration. And in this case, this season, the last match, it's our last match of the season. So it's kind of a hey, yay seniors, and yay everybody, we made it through the season. Great job on an awesome season. Of course, we'll have the banquet too, but it's just another way to kind of celebrate our seniors. So that's kind of all the food sign-ups that we'll have. Kind of talked about the snack bar a little bit. Again, really simple, really easy. But we're going to try to do that again this year. I want to say, Wongs, did you guys do that last year? I don't not to put you on the spot or anything, but I think hopefully it went well.
It was amazing. Thank you.
So, not to ask you guys again if you don't want to do it or if you're busy, but I've done it with my girls program the last 3 years, and I know the boys have done it in the past as well, and so it's a good way for us to fund money, and as well as a lot of times players they want food or they want Gatorade or whatnot, and they forgot Gatorade at home or they want a snack, and so the snack bar is really great with that, and again we use that as a fundraiser. So, which I think we're getting to shortly. We're pretty low on swag, so who knows how much we'll have this season, but we're going to hopefully do that in the future, or with whatever swag we have or clothing we have, we'll sell at the games too. So we can move on to that. A couple of just program bonding things real quickly. A couple Friday practices we'll kind of have everybody in there from 4 to 6, and we're just going to, we'll have the boys bond. It's my first year, so this isn't necessarily a huge emphasis for me, but I do want to I want the varsity guys to know the JV team and the novice team. I want the novice guys to know the JV team and the varsity team and all the way across the board. I think that creates a camaraderie in our program, and especially since the JV and novice team has to work the varsity team, they want to know who they're rooting for, and I know the varsity guys really like to know the JV and novice guys as well, and be like, they're on the JV novice team, but they're the future of our program, and it's important for the varsity guys to kind of invest in them as well. So we kind of do that, and I always like to do March Madness brackets, and they'll compete for prizes and stuff like that. I did that when I coached the JV team. I did it through the entire program, and the boys loved it. So we'll do that again in a couple weeks' time. So just a couple ideas for program bonding, and then I think there's one more. Yes. So we as a program, and this is during spring break, we want to have the guys go see an actual college match. It's a good idea. And so UCSD is playing Long Beach on the 18th. I think it's the Friday of spring break. And so I'll send this in the email, but there's a Google form for that. And so that way we can purchase tickets ASAP, and that way we can bunch tickets, and then we can get tickets for all the boys, and they'll all go and they'll watch.
Right before Easter.
Correct. Yes. Correct. Yeah. The Friday of spring break. So yeah, the Friday before Easter. I think Easter's late this year. So there is that. Yeah, and again, that's not necessary. It's not mandatory, but it's a way for the boys to bond and they can see a college match. For those of you who don't know college volleyball, Long Beach is really good this year, so it'll be really good. It'll be really good.
Are they traditionally really good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they have a really good player. We'll teach it, coach. They got a really good player this year. So we'll talk about it. Okay. I'll send this to the email. So there's a Google form for that. In fact, Anthony was the one that was like, let's go see a match, and so he put it all together. So all right, we can. We're gonna hopefully that will be due in the next couple weeks. Just some ideas for team bonding. Again, none of this is on the boards, but I've got ideas just in case the boys want to, and all that type of stuff. And so a lot of times varsity will go out after dinner, but they always, after dinner for matches, there's ideas there on that as well that we may want to try to do. But these are just ideas right now at the moment. If parents, if you want to set this up, that would be even better. Again, we want to try to create an experience for the boys. And as Coach Strecker said earlier, again, parent involvement is kind of the big reason for how we can do that. Okay. I think we're finally on to the yes. Oh, we have picture day next Monday. So I'm going to pass out forms this week, and we'll be doing that.
Who's taking our picture?
Well, I think Tim, what's his?
Garcia.
Yeah, he's going to do it. And then also we're going to try to get Janelle to do our senior banners again this year. I think she did them last year, did she not? Maybe somebody else did.
No, it was someone else.
Somebody else. Okay.
That would be great.
Janelle will be great. Yeah, well, we can get whatever we get. Yeah. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Janelle, I'll ask Janelle. If she can't do it, we'll find somebody. So seniors, we like to do banners for them too. All right. We're good with this. Yeah. We kind of talked about senior night and banquet. I think we can move on from this. I'll send out lots of this as we get closer to as we get closer to the end of the season. Okay, so that I would like you to click that link at the top, Coach. Okay, so there's all the information. There's all our coaches. I broke down every single thing that is used to run a volleyball program, and it is a lot. It is a lot of money. But there is everything. So there are coaching stipends.
Ooh, did you have to put this in?
What did I have to put in?
What my hourly rate is, Coach?
Yeah. Sorry,
that hurts. That hurts, man.
It's really not that much.
I learned not to ever do the math. Don't do it.
It really isn't that much. We don't get paid. We do this out of a love for the game, and obviously we care a lot about volleyball. We care a lot about the players, and so there's kind of all the expenses, coaching stipends, tournament fees, uniforms. We're hoping to get new uniforms next year, and that's one of the big things. We right now we just have T-shirts, and then they're like the numbers are printed on the back and the front. I don't know if you guys have seen us play, but they're literally just T-shirts. So we actually want to get official uniforms next year. Sorry, senior parents, senior players, not going to happen this year.
But what are they getting?
They are getting. That's the thing. So we got them slumps this year. In fact, we got slumps for the next 2 or 3 years. A lot of the returning varsity players design the slumps. And if you guys don't know what slumps are, it's the shorts they wear in their uniform, and it's become a huge craze, and everybody loves slumps, and they're actually really comfortable. So they get slumps. They are going to get a practice shirt. I think we're trying to do long sleeves too, possibly.
No, it'll be short sleeve and a hoodie, right?
Well, yeah, I think that's what we're going to do here. We're going to do a short sleeve and a hoodie for everybody, as well as slumps. Freshmen, I know we got the freshman guys. We got them the older slumps. I'm also going to get them practice slumps as well for the freshmen. For any, they don't have to be on the freshman team, but the incoming freshmen. So if they're on the JV team or the freshman team, they'll get another pair of slumps as well. And then we also need to purchase things like volleyballs. Even though I think they may change the volleyballs next year. I don't know if you knew that. But they may change the volleyballs, and then we have a bunch of other stuff as well. So this year we are asking, I think I'm going to put it at the bottom, and there's ways to fundraise. The one thing I think we'll talk about here in a little bit, but we're asking for $350. So that's kind of what we're asking for, and again, we're going to get them all this stuff. Again, like hoodies and slunks. We've already gotten them the slunks. We've gotten them uniforms. We're getting shirts and all that type of stuff. So I hate to ask for money. It's my least favorite part of my job. But it is what is necessary to run a volleyball program. And it's necessary to run any athletic program on campus. So we know some of you do club, which is way more expensive. So maybe $350 isn't that much, but it is something we are asking for as a program. So. That is that. Coach, do you have anything more to add on that? Or Do you have a quick question?
I can't really see, but those forget to mention company match.
Oh yeah. Do you want to talk about that one?
Well, yeah, I was going to mention that a great way to help out the program, if you can, is write your check for $350, and if you work for a company that does corporate matching, then have them match your $350, and then we get coverage on both ends, sort of double coverage that way, and that really helps us boost our financial situation. We're able to purchase the slunks this year because we had carryover from last year, right? And it happens. It happens with every program. You've got to have carryover to the next year to get stuff at the beginning of the year. So, yeah, varsity boys this year aren't going to get new jerseys, but they're getting new slunks this year from last year's contributions. Next year, there's going to be something that, somebody gets because of this year's contributions. There is stuff that you get in season for your contributions. But we need some other ideas in addition to corporate matching and asking you guys for the $350 donation. We would like some other ideas for fundraising from all of you. I mentioned that, the good programs run because of the parents, and I think that the fundraising is obviously it's needed. We get nothing, right, from the district, from the school. I think we get a coach and a half paid, and that's it, right? And so everything else is done by fundraiser. And so donations won't cover everything. And the restaurant sign-ups, where we say, okay, everybody go eat at the stand tonight, and they're going to give us 20%. Those are great, and if we did 20 of them, then it might, in the season, that it might cover the difference, but it's not a lot. Usually it's like $200 to $300 for each night. The things like vertical raise, snap raise, those types of ask letters, while nobody likes it, while you guys don't like to do it, it's difficult to go out and ask family and friends if you're constantly asking family and friends and going to them if your kid has done that. We didn't do it last year for boys volleyball. I haven't done it for years for soccer. So I don't know that we're necessarily tapped out at this point for a process like that for fundraising. So it might be one of those things that we want to do this year because it's relatively easy to do and brings in, I think it would bring in what we want, right? There was some frowns last year, and we didn't do it last year. If there are other suggestions, other things that you guys know about that you've done either with club or your son's other sports programs here on campus, open to any and all of it. All right.
So yeah, I believe that's kind of everything. I think it's just Q&A at this point, Coach. I don't think you need to go back to the presentation. I think we're good there.
Okay.
So I believe that this is the last part. So yeah, it's something that we're we're open to any ideas fundraising. I put a couple things that we did make a little bit of money on this last season. I did a summer camp this last summer with mostly just with some middle schoolers and some incoming freshmen. That worked out really well. We made a little bit of money there. The snack bar makes us probably about $1,000, $1,500 depending on what we sell and how much we're able to sell of it. And then when you talked about how much we make on the restaurant fundraisers, but we definitely, I would argue, at least for my girls program, most of the money that's made is through the vertical raise and then the donations. Like those are the big two fundraisers we do to make money. I'm open to any ideas that you guys have. You guys just have to send me an email, talk about it. I'm down for any ideas. If it gets the boys involved, even better. So, yes, questions?
For the donation request, who are they giving the check to?
Ooh, great question. So for the donation, we're giving you're gonna write it out to RBHS Foundation, and then in the memo line you want to put boys volleyball because.
Yeah, should they give it is Coach Troy gonna want that check or?
Ultimately, I think ultimately they're all gonna come to me because I'm gonna fill out our deposit slips, and I'm doing all the check requests already and everything, and I'm the guy on campus who's gonna walk it up to the office to get it. So they could bring it to their coach, or they can bring it to me. I am going to keep Google spreadsheet for all of it, so we'll know.
And then there's usually the Venmo QR code for foundation, right?
There's a PayPal.
PayPal.
Yes, so you can do it through PayPal. If you go to the RBHS website and go to the parent tab on the RBHS website, go to the foundation link, and I can send that out in one of these emails. I'll just piggyback the emails that Evan's been sending out with the link directly to the RBHS Foundation. PayPal account, you can use that. Again, just make sure that any type of donation that is being made references boys volleyball. That makes life a lot easier for our treasurers who, especially right now, you guys know how big track and field is. We want to make sure, I mean, they've got like 200 athletes in that program, and the treasurers are dealing with all of those deposits right now as well. So we want to make sure that we keep them happy and make life a little bit easier.
Easy on them for sure. I believe. Are there any? Oh yes, Mickey. Yes.
During spring break, I believe there is a practice. Do you happen to know, the practice time should be the morning, afternoon, or do you?
Yeah. So for the practice schedule, yeah, I'm gonna compose a Google Calendar for everybody. Yeah. That's gonna come in the next couple of days. So yeah. In fact, let's talk about quickly just about this week. I know I mentioned it in the email. Today, obviously, is taken care of. Tomorrow, we are practicing. I believe varsity is 3 to 5, and JV and novice are 3:30 to 5:30. Girls basketball is what is causing a lot of the chaos. It was boys basketball. They lost last Wednesday, unfortunately. But girls basketball, they made it to state because they made open. So because of that, they had practice earlier today. We had the late shift today anyway, so that didn't matter. But tomorrow, luckily the boys have a minimum day, so we can fit in practice. But the girls basketball team has a home playoff game Tuesday. If they win Tuesday, our match on Wednesday is up in the air because of the fact that they need the gym to practice. Coach Stowe, I think, may try to find accommodations for them, hopefully, but that is not a guarantee. So we are at the mercy of how they do on Tuesday. I don't know. They're the 7th seed. I think they're playing the 10th seed. So it's probably a 50-50 game, but who knows? So Wednesday's game is up in the air. Thursday, no matter what, we are going to Elkhorn. So that is happening. They do have a novice team, so JV and novice at 5, and varsity is at 6:30. So that is Thursday. Friday, we have a varsity tournament. So varsity will be at Scripps Ranch, or I don't know exactly where. I don't think they've announced the venue. It's the Scripps Ranch tournament, but it'll either be at Scripps Ranch or near Mesa. So that's where the varsity tournament is, and because of that, we won't have JV or novice practicing on Friday. So they don't have practice on Fridays. So that's kind of this week. Varsity is Friday, Saturday. It's a 2-day tournament.
You know the times for those tournaments?
Yeah.
I do not yet. I think it will be 2 or 3 o'clock is when the pool will start. So again, not sure exactly. It's either 2 or 3, maybe 4, but I'm not sure. It's 2, 3, or 4 is when the pool starts, and it'll go until 9 or 10 o'clock.
I think the email said 3.
Is that 3?
Yeah.
So the pool starts at 3. We may not play till 4, or we may have to work that first match at 3 o'clock. So that's where the boys would have to get out of school. So that's kind of what this week looks like. We're going to take it day by day, and hopefully, again, I will get that schedule out in the next couple days.
Coach, did you say will the freshmen and JV work the tournament too?
They don't have to work the tournaments. No, that's a great question. They don't have to work the tournaments. So they're just because we're not hosting it, so we're not in charge of that. I would actually love to host a tournament at some point. It's not happening this year, but in the next, hopefully maybe in the next couple of years, they can host one. That's a way to raise money too, but it's not happening this year, unfortunately. Yes.
So if we take care of the snack table, or Catherine and I are gonna get together and try to take care of the snack table, how does that work? What's the budget, or where do we get?
A lot of times, at least this is what I do with my girls. I don't know if you guys do a snack bar with your boys soccer.
We do.
But with the girls volleyball, what we do is I have a parent go out and they, I can give them a list of things they want to buy, or Gatorades, waters, granola bars, candy, kind of that type of stuff, and they go to Costco and get the big bowl, and they'll bring it back, and then if you guys keep the receipt for that, we'll refund you the money through the foundation. if that makes sense. So that's how you get the money, and then we'll bring it. We'll kind of get. I don't know how you guys did it last year. Karen and Chris, I don't know how you guys did it last year.
That's what we did.
That's basically it. It's really simple. It's actually it's not that much work, at least for the people who are running that type of stuff. And then when you do that, again, we'll refund the money through the foundation. We'll get you a check
So
back.
say we purchase whatever needs to be purchased, leftovers, can we keep it at school or we have to take it home?
I think
We'll leave it at school. There's a room that's just outside the doors, and we can use my cart again, so that we're just using that cart, stacking everything on that we don't sell back in there, and then.
So if we go tomorrow morning, can we just come to the office and get a key to get in, to put stuff in there, to have it ready?
No,
No,
but I'm pretty sure they're not going to give you a key.
are you talking about like this is
Like if we go buy the stuff, can we come and put it in the room so it's there for the games?
Yeah, there's a room right outside the gym that I know a lot of other sports store their stuff in, and I'm fine doing that as long as we label it RV Boys or Boys Volleyball.
Okay.
Then we're good. I mean that's what I do with the girls is we would literally just would label it girls volleyball and would put it in that room, and that's for the stuff that can be kept in there. But like I mean, there's maybe some like Gatorades or waters where we want to keep it cold, where you may have to either take that home or just store it off on the side or
But we stored it all in that room last year, right?
Yeah. Okay. And that works. Yeah. So.
What about a cooler?
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. We will probably get a cooler and we'll put it all in there. Yeah. It's
And
actually.
then I would say, like, after you do that initial purchase, you could ask parents to donate replenishments, and that way you're not continuing to use up the funds that you're generating, right? Like, people will donate water if you give them notice. Like, I think you have to do things because you won't, no guarantees you're gonna get everything in time. But then, like, as your water gets halfway down, say, hey, will anybody donate water?
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, an easy way to do it.
The game when they come.
Yeah.
An easy way to do it is to split. Novice is in charge. Novice kids are in charge of bringing water and Gatorade. JV team's in charge of candy snacks. Varsity team's in charge of whatever. And so everybody brings. Be specific on size and all that stuff because you don't want somebody bringing the little Gatorade bottles and then you have to change your pricing and all that. But if we're specific about it, it's easy to replenish.
How do I get into, like, if we put it out there on our group, it's only varsity? Or are you guys gonna?
Yeah, we can do the middleman.
We can that to the other.
Yeah, we can have coaches relay it through.
Relay it to everybody. Yeah. Perfect. I'm happy to do that, or have Wyatt and Troy do that for their team as well. Are there any other questions? Were there any questions in the chat, Coach?
Schedule for this week again?
Yes, I can answer that one quickly. Monday, we're here already. I don't think we need to go over today. Tuesday, we are 3 to 5. Varsity's 3 to 5. JV and Novice is 3:30 to 5:30. Wednesday is up in the air, but if things are normal, we have a home game against Mission Hills, 4:30 for JV and Novice, and then 6 o'clock for Varsity. And then Thursday, we're at El Cajon Valley. The bus release time will be released hopefully the next day or so. I know JV and Novice will get a bus. I'm not sure about Varsity. Hopefully they do, but again, we'll figure that out. And so that's Thursday, and then no practice Friday for JV and Novice, and then Varsity has a tournament Friday and Saturday. So it's a 2-day tournament. So it'll be, I think 3 o'clock is when that pool starts on Friday, and then Saturday it will probably start at 8 or 9 in the morning, and it'll go until 1 or 2, 3 or 4 o'clock. Yes.
So for the boys that don't take the bus, are they able to ride with other teammates, or is it just they drive themselves and ride with parents?
I would have, I think it'd be really good if they rode with their parents. The one thing I don't want them to do necessarily is to ride with each other in terms of having one kid drive a bunch of other kids, because then they get distracted, and then safety's an issue.
No, it's
And I
not.
don't think they are.
It's not a preference. It's an absolute no.
Yeah.
And no boys can drive each other to anything.
So if they have their license and they can drive themselves, but they can't drive anybody else.
Got it.
Yeah.
And then are the $350 donations or whatever it is, are those tax deductible?
Yeah, I can
believe
get
they
you.
are. Yeah,
I can get you our 403C number or whatever it is. Yeah.
I believe they are.
B. What is it?
503C. All these tax codes, yes.
I have a comment and a question.
Yes.
Tisha mentioned that parents in Francis Parker, one of the parents came to her and said they absolutely love Rancho Bernardo. When they come for games, that they are super respectful, kids are really, really nice, parents are nice, and when they come to our school, they love it. So I just wanted to say that.
Oh.
And the question I have, like our home game was early this time. Is this any way to let us know if JV played faster than expected?
Yeah.
Because I walked in and it's like, oh my gosh, first they started like 5:35 or something.
Did they? Was it really that early?
It was, yeah,
Very early.
Oh,
I walked in, they'd already started.
It's the
so-
first
Yeah.
set.
Dang.
I
They
feel
were
like
already on like the second.
and half of the first.
Dang, really? Okay, I will do my best again to keep that. I did not realize they started 10 minutes early. Honestly, I had no idea. I was running around teaching novice kids how to do book, so that was a fun task.
So what's
But yeah, we'll see if we can make sure we start those on
Tisha
time.
got there at 5:45 and she was upset because she was ready.
I know, I bet you she was. I saw. I was like, and that was, it was interesting because I looked out in the stands and like right before they were starting, I'm like, wow, no one's like here. This is really late. And I just go along with the flow of what the refs are doing, and I was just like, okay, like, all right, great. So we'll see if we can make sure we actually start those on time. In the past, when I've told my girls, yeah, I'll do my best. I've got a lot, especially for home games. I've got a lot going on.
well, is that the norm?
It
That
really
they
is.
would begin
JV
early.
just won too fast. Gosh, goodness, JV, you're too good. Now, that normally doesn't happen that often, right? Because no, and that was just, I think
It didn't happen at all last year, did it?
No.
That wasn't a comment about last year's teams at all. No.
I will make sure, and if they're running ahead of schedule, I'll make sure to try and put something out there. Or parents, if you want to go put something out there, be like, hey, just a heads up, I got here at 5:30, and there are only 15 minutes left to warm ups. Like, let's, just letting everybody know, giving everybody a heads up. So we do 4:30 and 6 as the game times just to help out parents trying to make their kids matches. Obviously, I know a lot of you are working till 5, so it may be tougher for the JV and novice parents, but we do the best we can in trying to make it as accommodating for the players and the parents as possible. So that's why I do 4:30 and 6 or 5 and 6:30 for those couple of matches. Are there anything else? I think any other questions, Coach? Oh yes.
I have two. So on Thursday's game for El Cajon, what time are you expecting the students to show up and be there?
I am expecting for varsity.
Yeah.
I say 5:15, so 15 minutes after JV and novice starts for varsity for the road games that they have to travel to. So 15 minutes after. I'd like them to get there at 5, so then that way they can, that way they can, watch the entirety of the JV freshmen. That would be ideal. But I understand traffic's a thing. A lot of them have that type of stuff. So 5:15 for. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, exactly. So I know Alcoa Valley is a trek. So so 5:15 is when I expect them to be
And then
there.
if we were gonna do food for varsity, when would
That's
you bring that food?
Yeah, it would be
For
before.
novice
So
and-
it would be before. So sorry, I didn't make that clear. But if we're doing meals for varsity, it would be before. So if we have a home game and the game's at 4:30, so 4 o'clock would be good. Yeah,
Okay.
3:45, 4ish is when my girls' volleyball parents would bring that food. So yeah,
And we're gonna do a sign up.
yeah, we'll do a sign up. It'll be on sign up genius. Yeah,
They don't need before game. They don't need before game.
they don't. If you don't want to, we can talk about it.
The other day, he was starving.
Yeah, because a lot of times the boys will eat at like 12 o'clock because their lunch is earlier.
Our lunch is 11:45 to 12:15.
So so a lot of times they'll go and they'll go a whole 4 hours without food. So we can talk about it more if it's up for discussion, varsity parents. I know JV and novice will need it, especially for the ones where they have to stay.
They'll need it after the game.
And I think they will too. Yeah. So we can discuss it if that's something that's up for debate. I'm always down to discuss it.
Food thing for home and away.
I would like to just do it for home, to be honest. To be honest, I would like to do it for home, just for home. Especially the ones where we have a bus away, we're not doing food.
Right.
No, sorry. Yeah, I can clarify. Those are great questions. Yeah. Yeah. So, any other questions? Okay, you want one more? Yes.
So when they take the bus, when do they
typically come back? Is it after the varsity game?
No, it would be after JV. No. So again, we tell the bus driver, hey, they're gonna play their match, and then they're gonna stick around and help varsity warm up, and then they're gonna leave right after. So yeah. Plus, there's like it's not an hourly rate for the buses, but it's like if you go past a certain time, it's more expensive for the school and stuff. So that's why. And plus, we all know that the kids have homework, so we want to make sure that they get their homework done. So they will probably be back around. If after varsity warms up, it's probably around most of the time 5:45, 6-ish. So it'll probably be back around 6:30, 6:45. Depends on traffic. I think if we're coming from down south, from Patrick Henry or El Cajon Valley, I believe we'll probably be back around 7. I would say 7. For the ones at San Marcos and Mission Hills, it depends on the 78. So we all know the 78. And who knows? So any other questions?
Did you get a parent ride on the buses or no?
I believe this is unfortunate. They actually a week now has to be a coach. So yeah, it has to be a coach now. So I think Wyatt is going to be the one that does it a lot, especially for the first 2, because the first 2 are down south, and Coach Troy actually already lives down south. So Coach Troy may be doing the other 2. So that's just kind of where it is. So we'll take it from there. We'll take it day by day, but I talked to all the coaches about it, and all of them are willing. So so there will be a coach on that bus. I promise. Any other questions? I got everything. You guys are free to stay afterwards. If not, everybody on Zoom, thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate we went a little long, but I know this is the first parent meeting that I brought to the boys, so there's a lot of questions and whatnot. So, anything else? Okay, you can end the Zoom now. Very, very welcome.
Let's meet all of you guys. Yeah, Brian as well.
Well, don't worry.
Yeah, thanks for today.
Yeah.